Welcome to the Home Stagers and Designers on Fire podcast, where we help you attract more ideal clients, up-level your business, make more money, and still have a smokin' hot life. Hosted by best-selling author, coach, and speaker Marianne Cherico, this podcast focuses on business and mindset strategies that enable you to create a life and business by design. Now, let's get fired up.
Do you sometimes feel alone while growing your home staging business? Do you know what you should be doing, but somehow don't seem to gain any traction getting the results that you want? Have you thought about working with a coach, but are afraid that this will put you out of your comfort zone? Well, I'm here to tell you that the investment in coaching is the best thing that you can do for your business. When you work with a coach who has your back, helps you break glass ceilings and achieve your goals, gives you business and mindset strategies that are instrumental to achieving success, it's a game changer. Now, how do I know this? Well, I myself have worked with my own coaches, and it's been a game changer for me. And I see the results that my coaching clients get when we work together. When we work together, you'll have my eyes on your business. So if you're ready to invest in you and would like to know different ways that we might work together, let's talk. You can set up a complimentary discovery session where I will help you clarify your goals. Then we'll uncover the inner and outer challenges that might be stopping you from reaching your goals. Trust me, the inner mindset stories can be tricky, and it helps to have a trained coach help you deal with this. And finally, I will let you know how I can help you bridge that gap between where you are and where you want to go. I offer both group coaching and one on one coaching, as well as a 6-session masterclass on getting business from real estate agents. You can sign up for my discovery session in the link on my show notes or go to my website, www.coachingbymarianne.com. Hey there, and welcome to Home Stagers and Designers on Fire. I'm your host, Marianne Cherico, and today I'm talking about something that I believe every successful business owner has in common, something that can't be faked, outsourced, or taught in a course. It's not a business strategy or the silver bullet to successful marketing. It's what I call the inner fire. That unstoppable energy, grit, and determination that drives you to keep going when things get tough. It's the fire that fuels the vision of your best life and business. It enables you to stay laser focused on what you're creating, despite inner and outer obstacles. It's the voice that whispers, "I've got this," even when you're not sure how. It's the best version of you and what's possible for you. Some people might call it resilience, mental toughness, or grit. I like to think of it as badass energy, that fire within you that refuses to quit, that knows that everything is figure outable, and that even when you can't see evidence, your inner belief carries you through. But maybe badass doesn't quite capture it for you. Maybe it's more like being a powerhouse or a trailblazer or a person on a mission. Whatever you call it, it's that energy that separates the dabblers from the doers, the dreamers from the achievers. And it's no accident that a part of my brand as a coach involves the symbol of fire. My podcast is Home Stagers and Designers on Fire. My group coaching program is Home Stagers on Fire Coaching Group. And when I was transitioning from a career in real estate to a full-time staging business owner, my theme that year was "This Girl is on Fire." And whenever I doubted what was possible for me, I blasted that song and it really pumped me up. And that year, I doubled the income in my home staging business. Because energy is so important. And the more that we can tap into that fired up energy, the more we will attract our ideal clients. People are magnetized by people who vibrate at a high energetic level. This is all basic quantum physics. And I'm not talking about souped up energy, but more an inner, unwavering, steadfast energy that exudes confidence and resolve no matter what the circumstances. And it starts with an empowered mindset. Here's the thing, being a powerhouse or a trailblazer starts in your mind. It's not about pretending you have it all figured out. It's about trusting yourself enough to take action even when you don't. It's about taking intentional action toward the direction of your goals. You stop waiting for permission. You stop worrying about what others think or what will happen if you, quote, fail. In fact, you embrace failure as part of the growth process. No one who has ever achieved great success hasn't failed along the way. It's in failing that we learn and we grow. It's in not making failure mean anything about you. That is part of the process. It's a mindset shift. So perhaps you start trying a marketing strategy and the results aren't great. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Maybe you haven't been consistent enough or you haven't dialed in your messaging so that it resonates with your ideal clients. Learn, tweak what you're doing and grow, and then repeat. It's about letting go of any limiting beliefs that we have around failure and learning how to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. I say this a lot. You have to learn how to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. When you tap into that inner powerhouse, that fire within, you stop second guessing every single move and you stop becoming frozen in indecision and you start leading yourself with confidence, built experientially by putting yourself out there. Real confidence doesn't come with just thinking it, it comes with the experience of putting yourself out there and not making, quote, failure mean anything about you. And it's that inner resolve, knowing that whatever happens, you'll keep moving forward in the direction of your dreams because it matters, because this is your one life and you matter. And you give yourself grace, especially when things don't go as planned, because let's face it, things rarely go perfectly. That's life. When something doesn't work, the inner fire doesn't say, I failed, I'm a loser, right? It says, okay, what can I learn from this? How might I pivot? What's next? And then it tells itself, watch me. Watch me grow. Watch me keep moving forward. That's mental strength. That's emotional maturity. And that's how you build a business that lasts step by step. Now, let's talk about work ethic for a second, because this is really important. There's a misconception that successful people are always motivated, and they're not. But here's the thing, they show up anyways. Motivation is a feeling, it comes and goes. But discipline, that's a choice. You get to choose. A powerhouse shows up when it's inconvenient, when he or she is tired, and when no one's watching. They know that consistency compounds and that every small step matters. And you don't need to hustle endlessly, but you do need to keep promises that you make to yourself. So if you make yourself a promise to consistently market, then you need to keep that promise to yourself. Those are the most important promises. Because every time you do, you build self esteem and self trust. You begin to trust yourself more, and you're less concerned about the outer circumstances and more concerned about that you show up and you know you have that inner resolve that that will result in success and you just keep moving forward. That's the foundation of confidence. Now let's talk about courage and fear. Here's another thing about inner fire. It doesn't mean you're without fear when you move forward doing the uncomfortable things. People often think, oh, this one or that one is so confident and must not feel fear. And that's a fallacy. They feel the fear and they do it anyways. Courage isn't the absence of fear, It's action in the presence of fear. Every big thing you've ever done, from starting your business to raising your prices to pitching that big builder, you probably felt afraid. That's normal. You're human, but you did it anyway. That's the muscle you want to keep flexing. Think about, what can I do today or every day? Like, challenge yourself. Let's see if you can take this week and do something you're afraid of every single day, even if it's a little thing that you're afraid of. Because every time you do that, in spite of your fear, you teach your brain that you can handle discomfort. And that's how real confidence in business growth happens. Let's talk about results and resilience. Inner fire energy is results driven. It's not about being busy, it's about being effective. You know where you're going. You're guided by your North Star, your vision for your life and business, and you measure progress by results, not effort. So, for instance, if you're reaching out to real estate agents to win their business, you don't reach out to 10 and then give up and say, well, I reached out to 10 and nothing happened. You don't say that, I'm just going to give up. You decide that you will reach out to as many as you need to get 10 coffee dates. That's playing to win to get the results. So it's not just about what you're doing, it's about creating the results. And what does it take to do that? Ask yourself, what do I need to do to get the results that I want? Maybe you say to yourself, the result that I want is to get one coffee date this week. Then you keep going until you get that one coffee date. You don't just give up, right? Now, let's talk about who you become along the way as you're growing your business, because who you become is so important. And I know I beat this drum a lot because I really do believe that who you become as a person when you're growing your business is so important. And the great thing is that it will ripple and spill into all areas of your business. And here's the part I really want you to hear. The goal isn't just to succeed. It's to become the kind of person who can handle success, who gets comfortable with being uncomfortable, who embraces success. Because every next level of your business as you grow requires a next level version of you. So, for instance, if you're building a team, you need to become the kind of person that inspires a team, that leads a team, that knows how to handle a team. You need to become that person. And if you've never led a team before, you don't know who that person is. So, you have to set that vision of who that person is and become that person. A version of yourself also might be a version that can handle more visibility, that's not afraid of getting out there. A lot of people that I coach are uncomfortable with visibility. A version of yourself that is more of a leader, that creates more opportunity. This is something that you have to think about as you're growing. This is something that coaching helps you with, becoming that version of yourself that steps into who you need to become to lead your business. And to become that person, you have to let go of your old stories. And some of them are subconscious. The ones that say that you're not ready, or you're not enough, or you need somebody else to validate your worth. You need to be able to let go of those stories and build new stories that empower you to create that fabulous, badass business owner that you become as you grow your business. You have to decide that you are ready and you are enough. And you have to show up like that person who already has what he or she wants. In Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People, he steps into the concept of starting with the end in mind, and he goes into depth about the importance of having a clear vision for your destination before you begin. This involves both big picture and life goals and the immediate steps that you need to take to get that specific goal, ensuring that your current efforts align with your long term vision. Now, let's talk about playing a bigger game. I talk about this a lot. A lot of you are playing too small, and I want you to start playing big. So, where in your life or business are you being called to play a bigger game? Maybe it's sharing your work more boldly. Maybe it's stepping into leadership and hiring help. Maybe it's taking that leap, doing the thing that scares you because it matters. Maybe investing in a warehouse or investing in inventory. Whatever it is, remember this: the version of you who achieves that goal isn't somewhere out there. She's already inside of you. And your job is to unleash her and work on getting rid of those obstacles that are preventing her from helping you be your best self. So, in closing, I'd like to say my challenge for you this week is this: ask yourself, what would the powerhouse, trailblazer version of you do today? What would you do today that would be different? Then go and do that. Because you don't find your inner fire. You build it moment by moment, decision by decision, action by action. And when you do, that's when you start winning big. Now, if this episode fired you up, I'd love it if you shared it with a fellow stager or designer who could use a reminder of how powerful they are and what's possible for them. And if you've gotten any value from any of my podcasts, I would so greatly appreciate it if you would give me a review on Apple or Spotify. It would truly mean the world to me. I really mean that. I put my heart and soul into this podcast, and that would just be so wonderful. And here's another thing. Check out Home Stagers and Designers on Fire on YouTube now. I have some short videos. I'm building that. So subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Until next time, keep your fire lit and your business on purpose and celebrate who you're becoming in the process. That's so important. You're becoming the badass creator of your life and business. And I would love to hear about that. So if you want to talk about how, some of your wins on becoming a trailblazer, DM me on Instagram at Homestager Coach Mary Ann.
This episode of the Home Stagers and Designers on Fire podcast has ended. Be sure to subscribe for more strategies on how to attract your ideal clients, uplevel your business, make more money, and still have a smokin' hot life. And don't forget to review this show so that we can continue to bring you top-notch content. See you on the next episode.